There was a guy called up to the Irish rugby team yesterday, and he was doing an interview on the radio, and they said, you're playing great rugby this year, and you finally got an Irish starting spot. You know, you're playing great. What would you think it's down to? This is down to a couple of things. He said, I had a good conversation at the beginning of the year about a concentration camp and about challenge. He said, that's all I'd say at the moment. The concentration camp was something that I spoke to him about, like a thing called logotherapy. Logotherapy is a form of existential philosophy. Anybody here know about existential philosophy? Michael, you do a little bit on it. Existential philosophy says, René Descartes, I think, therefore I am. And I think, therefore I am is exactly that. That I know what I think. I know what I am. But apart from that, I'm not quite sure. So I'm never quite sure of what's happening around me, but I know that I am in control of myself. I know that I am myself, and that is independent to everything else around me. So I am not this room. I am not this situation. I am not this recession. I am not this failed business. I am not this outstanding debt. That's not me. It might be something that I happen to do, but ultimately existential philosophy says that every human being is an independent agent, free to respond to the challenges around it in any way possible. So, when I brought this first to the boxers, you're sitting in front of a boxing squad and you're talking about existential philosophy, and they're kind of saying, you know, how's this going to impact me? But ultimately, existential philosophy puts you back in the driving seat. It does exactly what Max tries to undo. It puts you in and says, you know what, you're the human being here. You are among the most powerful agents in this universe. You possess reason. You possess ambition. You possess logic. You possess creativity. And ultimately, you will define how successful or unsuccessful you become. The reason why a lot of people don't like existential philosophy is that it puts you under awful pressure. To think that I am directly responsible for the success or failure that I become. And that success or failure will ultimately be arrived at by the decisions and actions I make on a daily basis. And sometimes we look at the outcome and we become outcome focused. And we'll seek to arrive at outcomes without putting too much thought into the process. I'd like to win. I'd like to get fit. I'd like to be richer. I'd like to be. And we talk about what we'd like. We talk about what we hope. We talk about what might happen. Instead of saying, let's identify where I want to arrive at, and more important, let's look at the process. Let's break it down into small steps. And let's focus on one step at a time. And regardless how hard it gets in the next couple of years, I'm going to focus on one step at a time, and I'm going to take myself or my company or my business or my product, and on one step at a time, I'm going to emerge it, evolve it, identify it, and make it even better. So existential philosophy is linked with a little video I'm going to show you a few minutes ago, where a man similar to Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was a Jew physician in a concentration camp, lost his wife, lost his children, lost all his friends. And in the middle of all that, he decided, either this is going to break me down and I'm not going to get out of here, or it's not. And he reminded himself, I am not this concentration camp. I am not the Jew. I am something different. Being a Jew is just my religion, but I will not be defined by it. I will not be defined by the rules and regulations that have me imprisoned in here. I came across this clip from the film Invictus, and it talks about the same thing, where a man who's in a 3-foot by 3-foot cell decides, this will not break me, because this is not my freedom. This room in which I am is the room of blocks and mortar, and that's all it is. It is not me, it is not my freedom. And somewhere beyond this room, I am free. Somewhere beyond this room, I am powerful. Somewhere beyond the now, I am loved. Somewhere beyond this moment, I am deeply respected. This will not define me. And ultimately, when you bring that to a business, when you bring that to a meeting, when you bring that to an exam, or you bring that to a game situation, you take away the pressure and the stress. You take away the opportunity that the situation has to affect your behaviors. Because you say, I'm free. I'm an independent agent. I don't exist as an extension of the recession. I am not the recession. I am not the free kick that I have to take and I have to put over. I am not the criticism that the media have given me. So everybody's entitled to an opinion. Everybody's entitled to speculation. But you are responsible for your action. So this little clip sums up of the idea that we are not the environment. We are not the situation. And no matter how hard it gets, or no matter how challenging the now can be, you have to have a vision of yourself beyond that now. And I remember when the lads from Opus started coming to me first, one of the things I challenged them to was, okay, let's look at the next week, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, 12 months. But I want you to tell me what you will be in three years' time, what you will be in 5 years' time. Identify it, see it, talk about it. Because only when you can identify what you can become, then can you develop the process. Only then can you stand up and say, you know what, this is the now. And the now is tough, and the now is challenging, but the now is not me. I'm bigger than that.